Well, good morning. Here we are once again looking at Proverbs 23. We're going through the 30 important sayings that the author has, and it's really kind of a summary again of many of the teachings that have been given. And this morning we're looking at number 10, saying number 10, which is found in Proverbs 23, looking at verses 10 and 11. And here's what it says. It says, "Do not move an ancient landmark or enter the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is strong. He will plead their cause against you." Now, when you consider this, you probably have heard this before, because in Proverbs 22, he gives that same saying about not moving the ancient landmark. You may go back and listen to that teaching on that, but just a quick summary of that is the ancient landmarks would be in the field or in people's personal property, and what they would do is that was the ancient markers which told the families what lot of land was theirs, and it provided crops and for animals to graze in. And so to move, even to move it an acre or a little while or a little ways forward would be to take away some of their land, which meant taking away and stealing their food, stealing property from them. So he said, do not do this. Now, he actually takes it a little step further here, because notice what he says. He says, do not move an ancient landmark or enter the fields of the fatherless. So here he's specifically talking about a group of people, the fatherless, the orphans, so to speak. And so he's talking about being or allowing people who are maybe downtrodden to have a good opportunity in life for the things that they need, that those who have should not seek to be taking authority or power or wealth or just taking advantage of those who do not have. And so when you look at this, he's saying that the fatherless are to have all that is for them, that we're not supposed to go in there and seek to take advantage. One commentator even suggested that people may be trying to do this in a legal fashion, that they may indeed have a legal right to take something from them. And he says, don't do that. Don't do that. These people are down on their luck, so to speak, but rather we're not to do that. We are to look out for the fatherless. Now, there's a very important reason why. Not only is it just the right thing to do, but notice what he says right here. And this should really get our attention, because it says in verse 11, so he's explaining why. Okay, why should I not take the ancient landmark or anything? For their Redeemer is strong. He says, he will plead their cause against you. So who is the Redeemer here? Who is going to be the one who pleads their cause? It is God himself. Now, this goes all the way back, and you can find this many times. You understand the idea of a redeemer, the idea of a kinsman redeemer found in Ruth. You're very familiar with that, I'm sure. But here we see that this person who's being taken advantage of has God as their redeemer, as God as the one who is going to come, the next of kin who's going to come and take up their cause and take care of them. And this goes all the way back to the idea of slavery in Egypt. He says in Exodus 6:6, "Therefore say to the people of Israel." So this is what God is telling the people of Israel. This is what he wants to communicate to them. He says, "I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will deliver you from the slavery of them, and I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with great acts of judgment." So who was the one who was fighting for the Egyptians when they were in slavery? Who is the one who was taking up their cause? It was the Lord. And Pharaoh was perhaps the greatest king at that time, and he was brought down to nothing. because the Lord was the one on the side of the Israelites. And so notice what he says. He says, he will plead their cause against you. This kind of has a courtroom flavor, does it not? That here is the one who is going to be pleading the cause. This is that God is going to be the prosecuting attorney, so to speak. He is going to plead the cause against you, and you're going to be the defendants. In that court setting, you don't want to be there. You want to be the one who is going to do what you have been called to do, be fair, be just, and not taking advantage. We see that God doesn't do that to us, does he? God does not take advantage of us, but rather God uses his goodness, his grace, his mercy for us. And really that's what we should do. We need to take care of the weak and those who are down, those who may not be able to repay, like the fatherless here, and give and just be helpful to them, be encouraging to them. And if you just look around, there's all kinds of folks who are like that in our communities, in our church, that we're able to do this. And so we are called to do this and to not take advantage of those who are small and maybe weak, but rather we are to care for the weak, for the fatherless. So let us be people that do this. Let us be people who seek to be wise. This is part of living a wise life. So I hope that we will see that Christ has done this for us, and we're called to go out and do this for others, to care for the weak, not take advantage of them, but to love them the way that Christ loves them. Hope this is an encouragement for you today, and that you will glorify the Lord in following his word. Lord bless you today.